has done immensely well in even making telescopes. He has probably made the largest telescope in India, if I am not wrong. Is it 16-inch, Ajay?
20 inch.
22, 20 or 22.
22-inch. So you know that in India we have people who have made larger telescopes. Besides that, my association with Ajay goes back to 95 and beyond, or maybe earlier than 95. But I remember him so very well for his eclipse uh, recce visit to West Bengal. And I think that results were also fantastic. And I'm very happy to have Ajay here today to talk about lights of Hanle Dark Sky Reserve and Ladakh. So our association is long, sir, and Professor Mistry also is aware of your programs, and I just spoke to him before a little while back, and he said that he is going to be there for this program. So Mangesh ji, I uh, leave the floor for you to also welcome Ajay, and let's continue with our program. Mangesh?
Yes, thank you, sir. I'm there. Uh, so today's session is the lights of Hanle Dark Sky Reserve and Ladakh. So we've been associated with Ajay for a very long time, more than almost like 3 decades. Rightly, as you said, that we initially, as being as a part of Amateur Astronomers Association from that time, during the eclipse of I think 1995 and onwards, we were associated together. So as I know, Ajay Talwar is one of the most renowned astrophotographers, celebrated for his ability to blend the majesty of the night sky and the beauty of Earth's landscape. His journey into the night sky photography, I think, begins in 1987 onwards, on the outskirts of Delhi, when single frame of the Omega Century cluster ignited a lifelong fascination with the cosmos. I hope I'm right, Ajay, about this. Over the past 3 decades, that's almost more than 25 years, Ajay has mastered the art of art and earth and the sky, that is the Twan, imaginary capturing the celestial wonders like Milky Way, crescent moons, planets rising above the ancient monuments, Himalayas, and desert horizons. His work combines scientific precision with artistic vision, demanding meticulous planning, patience, and an eye of common. Beyond the still photography, Ajay also creates breathtaking time-lapse films, which is I am very much fascinated by those which reveals the graceful motion of the stars and the planets. As an educator and mentor, I have seen he is seen conducting a lot of astrophotography workshops at a very pristine locations of Hanle, Ladakh, and Machkali, Uttarakhand, guiding enthusiasts to work with the universe through their lenses. I have recently saw that there is an upcoming workshop is also getting planned. I would ask Ajay to talk also about that probably in the session. Being a passionate advocate for dark sky conservation and astronomy outreach, I think Ajay has immensely continued to inspire through his images that celebrates both cosmic vastness and India's cultural heritage. So he has blended both the cultural heritage of India as well as the cosmic wonders. And his vision always reminds us that under the filled sky, the science and art becomes one continuous story of wonder. So with that, I would like to welcome Ajay Talwar for today's session, Light of Hanle Dark Sky Reserve and Ladakh, where we say that Hanle is a location where Earth meets the universe. It's basically India's window to the stars. With that, welcome Ajay. Welcome to the session. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mangesh. That is a very long introduction and very extremely comprehensive. Thank you for those words. And thanks also to Bharatji. My association with the Amateur Astronomers Association goes back a long time. I was in Bombay for about 7 years, starting from 1990 to 1997, and I was an extremely active member in the AAA. Let me start my presentation. So, are you able to see my presentation?
No, not yet. We're
Okay,
just waiting for it to appear.
okay, just a second. Okay, Google Meet is giving me an information that cannot share. Restart your tab. So I'm going to restart my computer laptop and then try again. Not
Okay.
the laptop, I just,
Probably the browser you have to restart. Or maybe you have to re-log in.
yeah, I will re-log in just a moment.
Right. We'll wait. Not a problem.
I'm still not able to share my screen. I'll try again. Mangesh and me had tested this thing
Yeah,
at
sometime
about
back.
4:30, but still we are facing the problem. So just give me a moment and I will try again. Finally, I think you're there. Is it right?
No, we can't see the screen.
I wonder what I can do.
Can you download that presentation and share it? Probably we can on a WhatsApp or email.
No, what I'll do, I have a local copy and I will
Okay.
start that.
Yeah, probably that also will help.
I had uploaded the presentation on slides, but do have a local copy also. So I'm going to start that. Okay, now I have started, uh, and how about now?
Not still. Anybody else? People can see it.
No, sir, not visible yet.
No, not.
Okay, I'm still trying. Sorry for this technical glitch. It'll be a moment. तेरे लोकल इसमें है, कंप्यूटर में है, और वो मैंने स्टार्ट भी कर दिया. ये इधर भी रखी हुई है मैंने, वो slides.google.com पे भी रखी हुई है. Okay, can you, Mangesh, can you allow me to share because my sharing button has gone ghost?
From the admin side, we are checking. There is nothing restriction on your end. You are being given full
Okay.
rights.
Zoom नहीं है ये, Google Meet है. Yeah. आया. What about now?
No, no, not yet.
कहाँ पे?
Maybe try changing the browser.
Can I share, Mangesh? Can I share the
Yeah, you
Google
can
Drive?
share the link. You can share the link on the WhatsApp, Google Drive link or something, whatever. I mean, wherever the presentation is there, I'll ask the admin to share it.
Allowed है.
So
So
I
what
just
is,
reached,
what is your email address?
sorry,
What is your email address where I can share?
mangesutar@gmail.com.
Okay,
Single word. Single word.
got it. Just sharing. So I have sent you the link for the Google Drive
Okay.
on WhatsApp. Maybe you can open it and share it over here, and then I'll speak along.
So basically, it's asking me for to access. You have to approve it.
Okay, I will approve it right away. I have approved it, Mangesh.
Let me check. Reopen it. No, still it's showing access denied. I'm clicking on the link. It's again saying you need access.
Okay, I have request access to your request, Mangesh.
Yeah, yeah. Now it is opening. Hold on, huh? Just a minute.
Oh, wonderful. Apologies to all the participants for waiting for so long. We really did test me and Mangesh, but still some glitches happened, and I'm sure Mangesh will soon share my presentation with you. Oh yeah, there it is. So as I was saying, I spent about 7 years very actively participating in the Amateur Astronomers Association Bombay. On
Mangesh.
the top left, sorry, what is it, Bharat?
Yeah.
So on the top left, you can see me and Nilesh Vaida. Uh, Actually, it's that picture of the Celestron 8-inch and Nilesh sitting under it, guiding a photograph. This Celestron 8-inch did belong to the Amateur Astronomers Association Bombay, and we used to take it to Wangani. The bottom left photo is me and Suresh Sali conducting a astrophotography workshop at Nehru Planetarium. Mr. Bharat would certainly remember it. And the middle photo is one of the 16-inch telescope that four of us made at AAA Bombay. And then we also took a lot of photographs. Uh, the top right one is Comet Hyakutake, and from Wangani we also photographed the comet, the great comet Hale-Bopp. Mangesh, next slide, please. Then Mr. Bharat was mentioning the solar eclipse of 1995, and we had gone on a long recce visit. And some of the results, this is one of the best results in right in the center. I also remember the lunar eclipse of April 1996, which we observed and photographed from Bombay on film. It was such a dark eclipse. So these are all memories, and it is feels extremely nice to connect back with the Amateur Astronomers Association Bombay in this presentation. Thank you, Bharatji, for the invitation, and be happy to back with and speaking with Professor Mistry. Feels very nice. Next slide, please. So I want to talk about my recent travels to Ladakh, and my presentation is titled "The Lights of Hanle Dark Sky Reserve." The title seems to be a very like an oxymoron. That on one hand you're talking about the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve, and in the same point you're mentioning the lights of Hanle. So it's like a opposite thing coming together. Bharaji, could you please mute your mic? Thank you. But my presentation is fully about the elusive lights that you can see at night. The lights in the night sky, which you can not see anywhere else except Hanle. Well, not many places except Hanle. So next slide, please, Mangesh. So recently, about 3 years back, the some of the area of Hanle has been declared. Three agencies have come together. Actually, more than three agencies have come together to form and notify the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. Of course, IIA, and we have Dorje in this meeting today at the forefront. Then Ladakh Hill Council, as well as the UT government, as well as the other organizations who are there at Hanle, BARC, have come together. And 3 years back, the area was notified as the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. And thereafter, the Indian Institute of Astrophysics has been organizing the Hanle Star Party. The third one just finished last month, and I was happy to be part of all three Hanle Star Parties along with my wife. And apart from the Hanle Star Party, me and my wife Neelam have been traveling in Ladakh quite a bit. we find it very conducive to see the rare and elusive lights, as well as stars are plentiful. So we have done a lot of photography in Ladakh, and well, I would like to show that photos with you. Last year, I also wrote a small booklet which is called the Seven Wonders of the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. I'm going to show you some of those. And recently, last year, my trip in Ladakh, titled as Lala Land, as well as this year, So Trip. I'll explain. So here we have an image of the Major Atmospheric Cherenkov Experiment Telescope, a 21-meter telescope at high altitude to detect the gamma rays. And it's an open telescope, and it beautifully reflects the sky whenever you look at those metal mirrors. And the telescope maze is actually in the form of folded hands saying namaste to all of you. Next slide, Mangesh. Next one. Hanle Dark Sky Reserve is probably the most wondrous place in India to watch the night sky in all its glory. It showcases the night sky like nowhere else in India. A night spent in the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve out in the open would certainly etch an indelible memory in your mind for the rest of your life. Next slide, Mangesh. A visual observation with just your naked eye, no telescope needed, would show you some of the rarest phenomena and beautiful happenings. Lie down on a recliner at night and be one with the universe at the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. Next one, please. So here's a photo which I clicked on top of the Hanle Gompa, and it basically embodies what all you can see at the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. This is a all sky image, and the horizon, the complete horizon, east, west, north, south, can be seen in a circular fashion. Right at the bottom of the circle, you can see the something very close to you. That's a prayer wheel of the Gompa, because I was on the terrace of the Hanle Gompa. And a little further away, you can, all around the hills, you can see the hills of Hanle all around on the horizon. That's a little, just a little bit away from you. Then moving further away, you can see some of the atmospheric phenomena. You can see the green sky glow towards the top and right, and you can see the yellow air glow towards the left and the bottom. Also, there is a meteor going very close to the Jupiter. The bright dot on the right side is Jupiter, and you can see a meteor which is also an atmospheric phenomena. Moving further away, you can see Jupiter just 7 days past its opposition. This photograph was taken a year back. You can also see the planet Mars in the Milky Way, slightly towards the left. Of course, the planet is slightly reddish. So that's the solar system for you, Jupiter and Mars. Also in the solar system, you can see a sort of band connecting Jupiter and Mars. That's a zodiacal light for you. And another atmospheric phenomena I have circled just left of Jupiter, that's the gegenschein, the really rare light just opposite the sun, which is shining towards you because of the debris in the solar system. Moving beyond, you can see numerous dark clouds and clusters of the Milky Way. And then finally, you can see the Andromeda galaxy, which is really far away. And this picture embodies the sky of Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. Are there any questions at the moment? Mangesh, next slide, please.
Hi, Ajay. Ajay, Vijay here. Just wanted to understand more about that sun phenomena which you explained. Yes, it's really amazing, and just never noticed this thing actually. And hearing this from you first time.
Yeah, Vijay, good to have you here. Uh, Mangesh, the previous slide, please. Thank you. The glow that is right opposite the sun and can be seen in the night sky at very dark places is called gegenschein. It is simply a German word translated into counter glow. So what happens is that this Seelinger effect in the debris in the solar system causes this area to be slightly brighter than the zodiacal light, and it is called gegenschein. And you can see that Jupiter was at opposition 7 days before this photograph was taken, and it has moved a little away from the anti-sun position in those 7 days. Does that
Amazing.
answer your question, Vijay?
Yeah, thank you, Ajay, for this amazing picture and explanation.
Next slide. Thank you, Vijay. So when I went this year to the Hanle Star Party, I showed this picture and some of the phenomena that would happen, some of the lights that would be visible. So this is like a graphical representation of the day and evening. How long does the golden hour last? Then you have the blue hour, civil twilight, nautical twilight, astronomical twilight, and what time is the sun lowest below the horizon, and so on and so forth. So I thought this graphic was appropriate because I'm talking about the lights of Hanle and when they would appear. So these are some of the timings which actually happened this year at the Hanle Star Party. Next slide, please, Mangesh. So first, I want to talk about the light which is visible just after sunset. Sunset. It is called the belt of Venus. You know, as soon as the sun is setting in the western sky, if you look towards the eastern part of the sky, and this phenomena, belt of Venus, is very fleeting. It will happen for about 5 to 7 minutes. In this picture, which is shot at Leh, there is a location called the Indus viewpoint. You can also see the Indus River below. And the sun has just set, and the shadow of the earth is rising. You can see that gray line just above the mountains is the shadow of earth. And just above the earth, you can see the pink glow. Again, this belt of Venus is only seen at very rare places, very clear sky places. Next slide, please. I would like to mention that all the photographs that I'm showing, my partner in crime is Neelam, and every photograph has some attribution. So this may not be considered as a presentation just by me, but jointly by me and Neelam. So here is a picture of belt of Venus from Hanle, and taken during this year's star party. You can see the Hagar telescope, 7 units on the left side, and on the right side bottom of the picture you can also see a lot of amateur astronomers getting up their equipment, their telescopes. You can see two black spots. Those are the tents which have been erected by the Indian Institute of Astrophotography over there to facilitate the astronomers who have come over there. About 50 amateur astronomers joined at Hanle for this year's star party. So that's belt of Venus in the sky for you. Next one, please. This is another iconic picture that I took early in the morning in last year's Hanle Star Party. The view is from south to northeast, and it's a panoramic photo. The width of the photograph is about 120 degrees, and in the middle you can see a sort of gateway. The left side of the gateway is formed by the intense zodiacal light. That's another faint light that you can see at Hanle so easily. And the right side of the gateway is formed by the Milky Way with its all the numerous dark nebulae and clusters. You can also see Orion slightly towards the top and right um, with its all H alpha nebulae. Venus is shining so brightly in the lower part of the zodiacal light, and right near the horizon, the brightest part of the zodiacal light is in the form of a triangle. And if you notice carefully, the brightest star in the sky, Sirius, is quite nicely visible towards the right side in the Milky Way. But if you notice carefully, right on the horizon, you can see the second brightest star. That's Canopus, Augusta. And it at the latitude of Hanle, it rises just a few degrees above the mountains. But can you see how clearly visible it is? You know, at Hanle, the visibility is till the horizon. You can see stars as soon as they rise above the mountain tops. The atmosphere is extremely clear. You can also see a yellowish glow towards the south where the road is leading, and that's not a town, that's not light pollution, that's air glow. So this photo also encompasses so many lights that you can see at Hanle, so many elusive faint light which you can see so easily at Hanle. Next slide, please. Here is another picture, an all sky picture. The fisheye lens was pointed at the zenith, and this is morning time. And the bottom right brightness is because of the triangular glow of zodiacal light. You can see that the zodiacal band is crossing the zenith. It is crossing, making a sort of X, a celestial X with the Milky Way. And if you look towards the top left, just above the mountain, that mountain happens to be the Dikpa Rastari, on top of which you have the 2-meter telescope, the highest one in India. Well, I wanted to point out, Mangesh, can you move your cursor to the position that I asked you to? A little up. Yeah, a little up, up, and towards the left, please. Left, towards the left. Yeah, a little up, a little. Yeah, that area is a little brighter, and that again, yeah, that's right. So that's again the gegenschein for you, and it is just about 5 to 10 degrees above the mountain top, and still can be seen so easily in this photograph. Well, that's the clear Hanle sky for you. Next slide, please. This is another picture taken towards the southern direction, and you can see the brightest star, Sirius, almost in the middle of the picture. And right above the mountain top, you can see the second brightest star, which is Agastya or Canopus. And as I said, this star rises just a few degrees above the mountain peaks and remains visible only for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. And still, you can see that it is so bright at this location. And the surrounding yellow is not a light from a town which is beyond. There is no town over there, but it is the air which is glowing yellowish. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer at this time.
So Ajay, out of the curiosity, I just had one question over here. As we see the picture about the Milky Way and all that thing, there are a lot of black lines what we see. So just for a curiosity for everybody to understand, can you explain that what is it exactly? I mean, if I look little bit in a form of like a art, it looks really something forming out of it. That's what I see. I mean, it's really beautiful and amazing picture, I would say. And
Yeah,
you can really make out some out of it imagination what it looks, and something cosmic it looks for me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody would be experiencing the same. So, but from a from a perspective of understanding the picture, I would request you to explain a little bit more about it.
well, you can see the bright Milky Way, but Milky Way is a collection of stars. Lots of the star density increases, but along with the high density of stars, there are a lot of dark nebulae also. Actually, if you see some other picture, maybe it will come in the next few slides. There is a great rift of Cygnus. That is a celebrated one. That is a well-known one, dark nebula in the middle of Milky Way. But in this particular picture, below Sirius and slightly towards the left, you can see a S-type dark nebula. And if you look carefully, there are so many other dark nebulae that are visible in this. So these are clouds which are not illuminated by themselves, and they are obscuring the light which is coming from beyond them. So these are essentially dark nebulae, and I have been fascinated by these dark nebulae and show them in good light in my pictures. And in some of the next pictures that I'm going to show today, I will also show more prominent dark nebulae. One of them is the dark horse, which will be coming in in actually many of the next photographs. Any other question?
Ajay, that yellow part which you were mentioning in coming out of behind the mountain, is it because of the sun? Is it towards the west?
Well, I don't know the exact definition of air glow, but this question was asked by someone else, and Dorje had replied. So I am quoting him that the entire day, the radiation from the sun falls on the atmosphere, and the energy gets emitted and dissipated back at night in the form of air glow. So the air glow, the color of the air glow depends on the element which is releasing its energy, as well as the height of the gas, maybe nitrogen, oxygen. So my answer is not very complete. You may have to check on the internet for an accurate answer. But a gist of it is that the air glow can be green, maybe dark green, and also yellowish, and sometimes pinkish also. Recently, in this year's Hanle Star Party, I have captured a time-lapse video of the air glow moving like clouds in the atmosphere. So I'm working on that video, and I will have it ready soon. So maybe you can see that one also. Although your question is not completely answered, but I gather you will go and check on the internet as to the exact answer. Thank you. So again, in this picture, you have the Hagar Gamma Ray Telescope at the bottom, and the moon has risen just above the zodiacal light. So this unit of Hagar telescope, which is right in front, slightly on the left, is obscuring a part of the triangular glow, which is the zodiacal light in the early morning, just before the dawn. And interestingly, above it, you can see moon. And since there are some clouds present, you can see the corona of the moon also. It's like a halo. So that's also something that you can see at Hanle. Although the corona of the moon is easily visible at very many places whenever there are high clouds. Next slide, please. Every photo that I click at Hanle has some beautiful colors. So in this you have you have this olive green and military green air glows spread all over the place, and Moon and Venus are just rising above the mountain peaks in this picture. And on the left you have your Mace telescope in its parking position because the night has ended and dawn has just started. Next slide, please. This is a very interesting picture that I clicked last year's Hanle Star Party. And this is the Mace telescope in its park position. And my fisheye my camera with fisheye lens is pointed at the zenith. Now, since the camera is right below Mace, it is covering a lot of structure of the Mace telescope. The angles and all the girders are there supporting the main mirror as well as the sensors that is actually not in this picture. And then beyond the telescope, you can see the Milky Way, and slightly towards the left, you can see a spot which is actually the Andromeda galaxy. But the Mace telescope is in its, yeah, that's right, Mangesh, thank you. The Mace telescope is in its park position and facing north, and reflecting in the metal mirrors of Mace telescope, you can see that the north side is inundated with green air glow. So I find this photograph really fascinating. Right on top is Milky Way, green air glow reflecting in the Mace mirrors, and right at the bottom through the girders, you can see yellow air glow towards the southern side. Next slide, please. So this is just an interesting sort of artistic picture that I clicked of 1 unit of Hagar. Star trails are visible above the telescope unit, and 2 of the mirrors also show the star trails inside them. Next slide, please. Again, it is so easy to click these faint elusive lights, and this is another indicative picture of the Hanle. You can see the Milky Way, you can see the zodiacal light right from the horizon till the zenith. You can also see the gegenschein just above the Dikparastari. Towards the left, you have the yellow air glow, and towards the north, you have the green air glow. Mangesh, may I ask you to bring your cursor to the gegenschein that is visible? Yeah, right there, right there. Thank you. And of course, Manmeet was talking about the dark nebulae that are present in the entire Milky Way stretch. So at the cost of repetition, but these photographs are so easy to take in the clear skies of Hanle. At the bottom, you can see some of the lights of the, yeah, that's the guest house where the participants of the Hanle Star Party go in and gather some heat, you know, rest, have coffee, because the nights are really cold over there. Even if you go in June or July to Hanle, there is no summer over there. Next slide, please. Well, last year I wrote a small booklet. It is called 7 Wonders of the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve. And you can read the whole booklet on my website, ajaytalwar.com. So these 7 wonders were selected on the basis that they must be visible to the naked eye. No binocular, no telescope needed. So actually, the authorities have provided with telescopes to the homestay owners of inside the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve, and you have a lot of tourists coming over there. Now, what do the tourists want to do? They want to observe the night with naked eye. They want to take photographs, and they want to. So these astro ambassadors who have been given these telescopes. These seven wonders are also meant for those astro ambassadors of the homestay owners to show the tourists these wonders of the sky which you can see with naked eyes. And the wonders are, the earth shine of the moon, Milky Way, gegenschein, zodiacal light, and some other things. So if you want to go through this small little booklet, you can go on ajaytalwar.com, and there's a link on the journal. Well, here is a picture of an amateur astronomer at work. Oh, Vijay has posted a link of the seven wonders of the night sky in the chat window. Uh, this chat window will vanish as soon as you leave the this meeting, so you might want to copy and paste it somewhere. This is actually Sudhash Natarajan. The astronomer in the picture is Sudhash Natarajan of Bangalore Astronomy Society. He had brought his 12-inch telescope over there, and he was using it all night for all the nights of the star party. And here is a picture. He is fully satisfied watching the clusters. So even in this day's time, you have such amateur astronomers who are interested in doing pure visual work. And the Hanle sky permits him to do it very nicely. Next slide, please. Well, I find this photograph of the Hanle Star Party very fascinating. On the There are two paths that the amateur astronomers over there took. One path is from the astrophotographer's corner to the dining hall, and the other part of the X is from the visual observers unit to the maze. So these two routes were very frequented at the night. So I have called this picture a crossroad of amateur astronomy, and that's the Hanle Star Party. And in the sky, you can see a trail of stars, very wide angle photograph from the south to the north. Next slide, please. I want to talk about me and my wife Neelam took a trip last year going to the Hanle Star Party, and we titled it La La Land. So what does this La La Land means? La is actually a high mountain pass, and Ladakh means the land of high mountain passes. So we decided that we will go on all these high altitude passes at night and photograph the night sky from there. So we called our trip La La Land. It's a funny name. And here is a photograph from Pir Ki Gali, which is a not so high altitude pass between Pir Panjal, so connecting Jammu and Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir Valley. And so this photograph has been taken from the road. And as I was mentioning, the dark horse, dark nebula, is quite prominent in this picture. Next slide, please. And then crossing Sonmarg and the entire Kashmir Valley, I crossed into Ladakh. And there I went up to a place called Manman Top, from where Tiger Hill is visible nicely. And these star trails are from the right side peak is Tiger Hill of the famous Kargil War 25 years back. The initial part of the journey of La La Land was I was driving alone, and then Neelam joined me at Leh, and we traversed the entire valley from Leh to uh, Lama Yuru Monastery. And while coming back to Leh, moon was in last quarter, and it was shining beautifully over above the valleys, and we took these photographs of the last quarter moon in the afternoon. One of the high altitude passes that we went to was is called Fotula, and also one of the lowest passes in Ladakh, the lowest in our itinerary. And this particular picture, it feels like it's a volcano, and Milky Way is being spewed out of that volcano. This picture became very interested. A lot of people commented on the similarity of this juxtaposition. If there are any questions at this time, I would be happy to answer. This is another picture that I took at Fotula. It's towards the west, towards Srinagar. And when you're traveling from Srinagar to Leh, there are a lot of electric towers, and each tower has a red light on top, which actually in this picture is looking quite nice, but actually spoils the entire the foreground. Let me show you in the next picture what happens. This is again Potula, and we have made a panorama which is showing the entire horizon from east to west to north to south, and mountain tops are also visible, and Milky Way is stretching. But on the land, on the earth part, you can see a lot of red lights, and all these red lights is coming from the towers, electric towers. So well, you have to take what you get over there. So although the high altitude passes are there, very nice, you can go on top and click very nice photographs. Next slide, please. This photograph has been clicked at a pass called Changla, which is quite close to Leh. And if you have to travel to Pangong Lake from Leh, you need to cross this high altitude pass called Changla. And this image has been shot towards the southwest, and you can see Milky Way rising vertically out of the clouds, and the Scorpio constellation is lying down on the mountain tops. Quite a fascinating picture. These stars have become a little fuzzy because of the clouds. Next slide, please. This is the famous Khardungla, which is quite close to Leh. In fact, from Khardungla, you can see the road going down to Leh. Some of the trucks and vehicles are traveling on the road, you can see on the left. And of course, in the middle below of the picture, you can see the entire town of Leh. And beyond Leh, you can also see the mountains. One of the peak is Stoke Kangdi, the highest one in that range. And above that, you can see the Milky Way. Next one, please. This is another picture from Khardungla. It's a 360 by 180 degree picture. It's like a little planet panorama which we made, joining all the pictures, joining 7 pictures in all directions. Next slide, please. Well, this is a pass, Varila, which is not much frequented. It's a very not a very well-known pass, and we had gone to Varila and spent about 4 hours over there, and only one vehicle came one way, and after about 15-20 minutes it came back the same way. So for the entire 4 hours only one vehicle passed our way. So Khardungla is quite well visited, and Changla is also full of traffic, but if you go to Varila there's hardly any traffic at this pass, and you can peacefully photograph the heavens without any light pollution. But you have to be aware it's a very high altitude pass. It's 1 meter more than Khardungla. So always the danger of cold and high altitude sickness. So you have to take a lot of precautions. You have to be well rested, you have to be well fed, and you have to be well clad. Next slide, please. So Varila was had another speciality. When we were on top of Varila, we could see the mountains towards the south, and we could also see the Karakoram range towards the north, standing at the same point. So this special feature was not there at Khardungla or Changla, but at Varila, standing at one point, we were able to see the mountains towards the south as well as towards the north. So this photograph has been taken towards the north, showing the Karakoram Pass and star trails above it. Next slide, please. And while coming back from the La La Land trip, we went via Tirthan Valley, which is in Himachal Pradesh. And again, we made a 360 by 180 panorama over there, which actually looks like a jharokha, a window to the universe. So I am in the last part of my presentation. About 5 slides are left. And if you have any questions, please do ask. I will be happy to answer.
Hi, Ajay.
So this,
Sorry,
yeah,
again,
yeah.
just wondering, at Changla Pass, you captured Milky Way. It was at that night, who travels at this high passes? It's difficult, I know.
Yeah, actually, it's not so easy because you have to reach the pass uh, in the evening or afternoon, and you can't go at night because then you will not be able to find a spot. So when you go on these high altitude passes, there is always some kind of army presence, and there is also always some kind of radio repeater station, and some so those are all lighted places. Army station, army camp, or army picket over there will always be lighted. So you have to reach over there in the afternoon, find a spot which is a little away from these lighted areas, and then remain over there for 1 or 2 hours, and then click at night. So the maximum that we were able to stay on each pass was for about 3 hours, at night. After that, it becomes too much. And we also experienced a little discomfort because of the cold at Varila. So Neelam was well clad and I was not. So what I did was we had kept newspapers in the car. So I inserted newspaper inside my jacket, on the chest and on my back, and then I was comfortable.
Really commendable, Ajay. Nice work. Thank you.
So I will continue. Can you show the previous picture, Mangesh? So this year we took a trip to several lakes. There are so many beautiful lakes in Ladakh. Some of them are by the road, and some of them not so close to the road. Uh, we could not travel all of them, but here are some examples. So this particular lake, it's called Riulso, and on the map you will find it as Riulso, but the locals call it as Kyunso, Kyun. So this is a beautiful place. And by the way, Neelam participated in the Ladakh marathon uh, just before the Hanle Star Party. It's a high altitude marathon. She participated in it for the second time, and we reached Ladakh 1 week before the uh, marathon to train. And at Riulso, we found a huge long meadow where she trained and ran for a long time. So we were at higher altitude than Leh, so the training was very nice. And when she reached the lower altitude of Leh for the marathon, it was became slightly easier. Although the Ladakh marathon is not at all easy to do, so she was able to complete it. So this was a spot, Riulso, a beautiful spot where Neelam trained for her marathon, and later at night we clicked this picture. Next slide, please. We called our trip this year as So-So trip. So this is again Riulso, or how the locals call it, Kyunso, and a beautiful lake. And there is a peak just behind. Uh, I forget the name. Rungdol? No, sorry. Uh, Dorje, what is the name of the peak near Riulso? Anyway, if you're able to remember, Dorje. So a beautiful place where we really enjoyed. Neelam enjoyed training and photography at night. But here the moon rose very quickly after sunset, so we got about 1 hour of Milky Way time. Next slide, please. Then another lake that we went into, I say went into because this area is like a crater of a volcano. So we had to climb up, 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 and then we climbed down to the lake. Not climbed actually, we drove down, and this lake is called Yayaso. Another beautiful lake, and over here we were able to shoot for a little more time because as the day passed, the moon rose later and later. Next slide, please. And this is, of course, the celebrated Pangong So. The Indian Institute of Astrophysics has a site over here, and ultimately NLST, National Large Solar Telescope, will be built on the banks of Pangong. So they also have a guest house over here. So we stayed at the guest house, went to on the banks of Pangong So, and made this photograph towards the north of the Milky Way in Cassiopeia, and Andromeda Galaxy and other things are also visible. Next slide, please. And this one is So Muriri, another large and long lake in Ladakh. Quite beautiful actually. And we were staying at a place which was on the banks of Somuriri. So it looked like that the lake is very close, but when we started walking, it took a good 20 minutes to reach the shore, as a lake shore was 1 kilometer away. So everything is so clear in Ladakh, it feels that everything is very close by. But when you start walking, it's actually very far. It's actually the transparency of the air, transparency of the atmosphere over there, because of which everything is so clear. You can see moon rising in this picture and reflecting off the waters of Somururi. Next slide, please. So that's my presentation, Lights of Hanle Dark Sky Reserve, which included 7 wonders of the Hanle Dark Sky Reserve, star parties of the 3 previous year, La La Land, and Soso Trek. Thank you so much for listening in. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thanks, Ajay. We are open for question answer sessions. Any questions so far? So Ajay, I will ask one question behalf of everyone. Since you have
Sure.
been to remote places and high altitude places, so from a safety security perspective, I know that anyway that area is more covered by a lot of army officials and all the things, and a lot of posts would be there. But still, since being at a high altitude and remote places, what precautions or what things do you need to take care while traveling to those places?
Uh, Safety security is actually not a concern. Your body is the most concern that you might want to take care of. So acclimatization is very much necessary, and Neelam and me start our acclimatization 20 to 30 days before we leave for these high altitude areas by hydrating ourselves, hydrating our bodies. So hydrating your body is not just a 1 or 2 day affair. It takes a long time for your body to be well hydrated. And then we take some homeopathic medicine. Uh, we start off 30 days before these high altitude areas, and then we take it easy. Acclimatization is the most important thing. You have high radiation over there, you have low oxygen, low temperature. All these are good for astronomy, but extremely bad for human bodies. So you have to really take care, do it slow. Everything you have to do it slow and steady. Uh, well, those are the things to be taken care of. Otherwise, you have mentioned in a subtle way, maybe you want to mention wildlife, or you maybe want to mention the border areas. I find those are not really any issues on our trips.
Right. Thank you. Anybody has any questions? I think Mistry sir has question.
Yeah, thank you, Ajay. Can you tell us something about the equipment used, the camera and lenses?
Yes, I like to travel with just a tripod and the camera. So by saying just tripod and camera, I do not carry just one camera. I do carry several cameras. Um the cameras that I carry are Canon R6, which is a mirrorless DSLR, then 5D. These are all full frame cameras, and I prefer wide angle lenses. So my uh, favorite lens is actually a 20 mm prime lens with fixed focal length, and the focal ratio of my lenses is always fast. So this particular lens of 20 mm which I have is 1.4. So it allows me very short exposures. And till some time back, I used to have, sorry, I still have a fisheye lens from Canon, which is actually f4. So this f4 becomes too slow for landscape type photographs, and I was really troubled with that lens. But now, recently, since about a year, I have gotten hold of a lens which is manual from a company called TT Artisan. It is
That's
also
right.
a
Yes.
fisheye lens, and it is a manual lens, and it is not so expensive. I bought it for about 12,000 rupees, and it is giving me very good results. Although there is a little bit of cutoff from top and bottom, it doesn't give you a full circle, but still the focal ratio of f2 is plenty good. Uh, to answer your question more comprehensively, I always face problems in the cold temperature regarding battery. So one battery is never enough, and it will last only for not so long for my purposes. So I always have to carry extra batteries, extra large batteries. Like I have a power bank which can power a DSLR, and even in cold weather, it can last for 7 to 8 hours. Then for other cameras, I carry a grip which can hold two batteries at the same time, and it will last for double the time. Because batteries in Delhi where I stay would last for 7 to 8 hours, single battery. But when you go to these cold places, the battery time is cut by almost 50%.
Right. Thank you.
So one question has come from one of our participants. It says, "How do you compose your shots to balance the Earth landscape and with the celestial elements? I mean, how do you frame possibly what this things thought comes to your mind when you are framing your exposure?"
Usually, with my 20 lens, I find it easy to compose my frames because I follow the rule of third. So I divide the height of the frame into three parts, and I try to keep the horizon on the lower third line, or sometimes even below it. So in this picture, which is shown on the screen right now, it has been cropped from the bottom, and the horizon is slightly lower than the one third line. But originally, I had framed it at one third the horizon. Then, when I want to compose with my fisheye lens, I find difficulty sometimes because it encompasses the so much areas that if there is a building nearby and that building creates a odd form, so I have to move away from the buildings. Sometimes at Hanle, those buildings are there, so I have to move away. And move away means it doesn't. You really have to go 200-300 meters or half a kilometer away to avoid altogether those buildings, because a field of view of the fisheye lens is really huge. Then one of my favorite uh, uh, frame is pointing the fisheye lens towards the zenith, and that I really like. Previously, when I used to use the Canon fisheye lens, which has a slow focal ratio of f4, the exposure needed to be quite long, like 90 seconds or so. And in 90 seconds, the stars will trail. So I used to mount my fisheye lens on a Polari. Polari is a small portable tracker, so that I could track the stars and get no star trails and even give the exposure. Does that answer the question of the person who was asked?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Anybody has any questions?
So I would like to thank Amateur Astronomers Association Bombay, Bharatadur Mangeshi. Thank you, Professor Mistry, for joining in. And this has been a really good connection with my old association. Also, oh yeah, uh, Vijay Kapoor has replied that I was struggling to. Oh, sorry. Neelam has just informed me that I was struggling to find the name of that peak next to Ryul. So it is Lungsar Kangadi. And Lungsar Kangadi is a peak which is very close to Ryul So on one side and very close to uh, So Moriri on the other side. It is between those two. So from both sides, when we were clicking uh, the Somoriri and Riolso, the peak was in the picture. And I would also like to thank all the participants for waiting patiently when the presentation was not being shared for 10 minutes. And thank you, Mangesh.
Yeah, thanks, Ajay. Bharat sir, you want to say some words?
Ajay, you have really astounded me by your photography. Great photography. And I wish you could continue doing this. In fact, I remember one of the times in the Nehru Planetarium when we used to see sky and telescope pictures. I always felt that why we can't have such good pictures. And you have proved that you can have better pictures coming from our own people who can give us such wonderful pictures. Thank you so much, Ajay and Neelam also, for giving us a skyline view of Hanle and the stars too. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those kind words, Bharatji.
Yes, thanks, Bharat sir. On behalf of Amateur Astronomers Association, we sincerely thank Neelam ma'am and Mr. Ajay Talwar for delivering such a mesmerizing and insightful session on the lights of Hanle, Dark Sky Reserve, and Ladakh. Basically, your captivating storytelling, stunning astrophotography, and deep understanding of the night sky transported us into a serene beauty of cosmos. Basically, if you see most of the people, were get mesmerized just by looking at your pictures, and they forgot actually what they want to ask. They just were trying to understand pictures and see the stars. So splendid over there. So the way you intervened the art, science, and considerably truly inspired everyone present to look at the night sky the renewed curiosity and respect. You can see your passion for preserving the sky and promoting astrophotography as both as art as well as the awareness tool is a truly commendable. The session has illuminated our minds and hearts, motivating us to explore, observe, and protect the wonders of above. Thanks for sharing your experience and guiding us through such a universe silent brilliance. Your passion for preserving and celebrating the dark skies ignited a lot of curiosity and wonders in everyone's listeners over here. Thank you for sharing your cosmic vision and inspiring future sky watchers. Definitely would
Thank
like
you
to hear
so much.
some more in near future. Thanks, Ajay. I think somebody has raised a question, raised the hand. Nilam, you have a question?
Um, no, I don't have a question. I just wanted to take a few minutes to thank you, to thank Bharat and everyone else who's present here to give us a chance to showcase our photographs. So, really wanted to thank you all.
Thanks, Neelam ma'am and Ajay for such a wonderful session. And we are looking forward to our having such more sessions. We would like to sometime probably would like to see more about the equipments what you use. I heard that Ajay has set up stations over there, like stations what you call. So we'd like to hear probably a part two of this particular session. Maybe a
Yeah,
sequels. I'm looking forward for a sequel of this session, something like
I'll
that.
be
Maybe
happy to
after
do
the
it,
after the
Mangesh.
star party. Maybe the after the star party.
Certainly, I will be happy to do it, Mangesh.
So with that, thank you Ajay, thanks Neelam ma'am, thanks Bharat sir, thanks Mistry sir, and all other participants, Vijay and other people who are on the call. Thank you very much. See you until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you so